Two ways we can look into this season altogether. One way being that, yeah, we improved a lot on defense. The other way will be our offense midway through the season then snapped up a little bit. We're not getting the same flavor. We're not getting the same results as we want, right? But one thing I can say, and I like the way Dan Quinn came out and said, hey, I love it here, and I want to stay here. That's why I didn't take the interview for the Jaguars. Normally, when you interview for a job or for a position, you're trying to see what's on the other side. Why the grass is green there, or if you can make the grass green there. Those are the only reasons, right? So you don't entertain foolishness, right? And that's what Dan Quinn looked at it and said, hey, I like what I'm building here, and I love my guys. I'm looking at Dan Quinn, Cowboy Nation, as a person that is able to next year elevate this defense even more. He will be able to elevate this defense even more when you think about it. And what we was ranked like 27 or 28, maybe 30th. In some categories, 32nd. And just like this, it's amazing how a defensive coordinator can change the culture. Can anybody disagree? Man, it's amazing how Dan Quinn was able to help this team out tremendously. And I love it on all stages of this defense, because on the front level, well, the first level of the defense, the trenches, we were able to see Dan Quinn work out with those boys individually. I like that. Got his hands on them, showing this is how you redirect, this is how you disengage, bend around, dip your shoulder. We were able to identify that in training camp. And a lot of people had their reservation. They were like, well, you know, he's good and all, but look what he was able to do with Atlanta Falcons, right? It wasn't really like they were the number one defense or top 5 defense. But one thing I can tell you, teaching goes a long way. Let me repeat, teaching goes a long way. And by Dan Quinn taking out his time teaching those boys, man, it's paying out now. And then we're not even going to talk about Parsons, right? We shouldn't have to, because Parsons, yes, coming out of college, a lot of people was in the middle of the road with that. Linebacker, a lot of people didn't see edge rush like that on this level, that he would play at this level. If so, he would have been drafted a little sooner. But Parsons and Dan Quinn mix, whew, it's a good one, Cowboy Nation. And then we go into the secondary unit, the safeties and the DBs. Now, we can look at the DB coach, Joe Witt Jr., Al Harris, and we can say, all right, those boys are really doing their job. But it still goes back to Dan Quinn being able to solidify that situation for them and get those boys going in the right direction. AB, Anthony Brown, our version of AB, having his greatest season so far. Diggs, we don't have to talk about the 11 interceptions, the 21 bat downs or what have you, pass deflections. I know he give up a lot of yards. I get it. But that's just I ain't gonna say narrative, because he is leading the league and giving up yards. But you can't have it all. This is this man's second year. And let's wait to see what Boss Man Fat is gonna do. Dan Quinn spoke glowingly of Boss Man Fat. So I'm looking at everything, Cowboy Nation, even the light of DeMonte KZ, and I know that, hey, he gives up some things too, but he's a whole lot better than what we had before, right? A whole lot better. Come on, Cowboy Nation. The good thing is with Dan Quinn saying that he would love to stay with the Cowboys, when you are doing a great job, you don't have to submit your resume. When you are doing a wonderful job, you don't have to submit your resume. It's a wonderful feeling when you know you are good at what you do, or great at what you do. People come for you. If you guys don't hear anything else I said in this video, when you made it to a level in your positioning, you don't have to submit your resume, because people are going to look out and seek for you. And that's where Dan Quinn is at right now. People, teams are looking for him to elevate their organization, their franchise on the defensive side of the coin. Now, just to segue a little bit on the offensive side of the coin, I get it. We down a wide receiver, and sensationalism is always around the corner when you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. It always will sell. Just like TMZ, nobody get more views and hit rates and hit counts like a TMZ type of post. For those who are banging the table saying Antonio Brown will be a good fit, you're right. He will be a good fit. I think that his route running is remarkable. I think his skill set is beautiful. And then you think about it, defenses, they got to respect him. But with that same conversation, you get the other baggage with it. The off the field situations, the maybe potential locker room destructions. It's not worth the risk. Now, if you talk about any team that can handle that situation, you can look at the Cowboys and say, well, they had Randy Gregory. I want you guys to stop it. Randy Gregory issues is far different from Antonio Brown's issues, right? And this is not a project where you can say, okay, we're going to bring people in and this is the Cowboys get right system. That's not the case, nor the scenario. Even, was a guy named Greg Hardy that threw the girls on a bed of guns? You see, a third of the people think that happened while he was with the Cowboys. No, that happened while he was with the Panthers. And it's just not good, because it would create all type of chaos. And the Aldon Smith situation and scenario, stop it. Stop it, Cowboy Nation. See, Aldon Smith was brought in because he was familiar with the previous defensive coordinator, and they thought that they can turn some things around. We even had our guy on the show who worked out with Aldon Smith. You guys remember him? Coach was like, hey, we can work this out. He is pretty much focused in, but you would have to baby him. Sometimes when you have those mental mistakes as it relates to what Aldon Smith was going through, as it relates to substance abuse, whatever it may be, sometimes it's good to leave well enough alone. It's good to say, okay, yeah, you got the talent, yeah, you got the skill set, but we can't manage all of this because we got other players that we got to take need into. We got to take account for. And when you bring somebody in, not mid-season, but when the season is on its way out, you sully and denigrate those who was with you from day one. Now, I do know football is business, nothing personal. And the Cowboys may reach out to, I think a Will Fuller is out there, a DJ Shark is out there. Those guys, you may bring them in for a cup of coffee, but let's not burn your house down, you know. with reaching, don't be desperate, Cowboys. Let's sit back. The guys that you got right now, still explosive. Cedrick Wilson, and I'm not saying that Noah Brown is everything, but he knows the playbook, and that's another part of it. Continuity and rapport, you know, is amazing. Now, if you want to do some Jedi trickery or what have you with maybe a few-day contract, if you somehow face the Buccaneers and you say, well, hey, we bringing Antonio Brown in to get insight, hey, I don't see no problem with that. Now, that's just playing, Russian roulette with it. But first and foremost, we got to get on page with our own guys, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. I know that there's tons of teams that would say, hey, they wish they had a CeeDee Lamb or Amari Cooper, right? Remember, Cowboy Nation, let's get this offense in the right groove. Matter of fact, focus on the front five. Get those boys right because the game is won and lost in the trenches. Let's get this running game going and still play good defense. Running game, good defense win you games in the playoffs. And we all know the defense wins championships, right? So with all of that being said, Cowboy Nation, I really appreciate you for jumping in. Let's stay focused. Let's stay locked in. And let's go. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.